Research shows that the average professional has just 1% of their work time to focus on professional development. And there are tens of thousands of online courses, just talking online courses, for them to pick from. So how could you possibly decide where you should focus that limited amount of time on professional development? Hi, I'm Matt Plummer. I'm the CEO of Zervana, and in this video I want to tell you the 3 skills that you should focus your professional development time on in 2020. To start, I want to share 3 questions and have you imagine someone asking you these questions. These questions represent those 3 skills. So the first question is this: what new products or services should you focus on next year? Question 2: how do you grow your revenue by 15% next year? And question 3: how do you retain your high performers who continue to leave after 2 years at the company? Those 3 questions represent 3 skills that I would say are the most important for you to develop as a leader or a manager in 2020. They are: first, creative thinking; second, strategic thinking; and third, problem solving. Why are those so important? Well, for starters, the World Economic Forum, which ranks the most important skills needed for the jobs of today and the future, put those 3 skills in slightly different forms in the top 3. So problem solving, complex problem solving, is the top skill for jobs for 2020. It also was the top skill in 2015. So it's been sticking around along. It's an important skill. Creative thinking, or creativity as the World Economic Forum says, was number 10 in 2015 and now has jumped all the way up to number 3. And so that's becoming increasingly important. And strategic thinking, which I would say is captured within what the World Economic Forum calls critical thinking, was number 4 in 2015 and now it's number 2. And so the top 3 skills are problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity, according to the World Economic Forum, for jobs for 2020. And those are exactly the skills that we just talked about. So let's start with problem solving. Why is problem solving so important? Well, according to Zenger Folkman, which is an HR consultancy that did a survey on 3,000 managers and asked them, what's the most important leadership quality or competency that is needed in those around you? Number 2 was complex problem-solving ability. The OECD, which is a group of 34 developing countries that focus on economic issues, has said that problem-solving ability is critical for highly skilled, fast-paced managerial occupations. So if that's what you're looking to be or looking to do, problem-solving is going to be critical there. But it's not only just important for existing leaders. The Financial Times did a survey of recruiters and found that problem solving was in the top 5 skills for MBAs that they look for in graduating business school grads. And so problem solving is hugely in demand across all levels of leadership within an organization. Creativity, creative thinking. 70% of people in one survey that was done says that creativity is the cornerstone of a healthy economy. It's critical to a healthy economy. And yet in that same survey, only 25% said that they're currently living up to their creative potential. So a huge gap between importance and current ability. Now let's look at the third one, strategic thinking. So one of the great strategists of our time, Roger Martin, did a survey, and in that survey he found that 2/3 of organizations, 67%, say they're bad at strategy. When they asked managers what their strategy was, 43%, or almost half, weren't even able to name their own strategy. Other research has shown that in terms of organizational failures, that bad strategy is accountable for 70% of organizational failures. When other research looked at 750 bankruptcies, they found that the most common reason for bankruptcy was bad strategy. And they did differentiate in this research between strategy implementation and the strategy itself, the ideas. And what they found is that it was actually the ideas, not the implementation, that was the cause of the failures here. And so we see the huge value of strategic thinking within an organizational and professional context. the huge value of creative thinking to an economy overall, and the importance of problem-solving skills to flourish as a leader in many different roles across the company. Now, when you go back to those three questions that I asked in the beginning of, what new products or services would you invest in the new year, which is creative thinking, or how do you grow your revenue by 15% in the new year, which is strategic thinking, how do you design a plan to get to a goal, or how do you retain your high performers, which is problem solving. You have a current problem and you have to solve it. What I want to ask you is think about how confident do you feel in your ability to answer those types of questions? If you're not entirely confident in your ability to answer those questions in compelling ways that are going to produce real results for your organization, then I would say 2020 is a great year to invest in those. And the good news is that those skills can all be learned. Studies done on identical twins on creativity, for example, showed that genetics only determined about 1/3 of creativity. 2/3 of the creative differences between the twins was created by the environment and the experiences that they had. So these are 3 skills that you can learn, you can grow in them, you can become better at them. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can go ahead and read a book on it. You can, as I mentioned in the beginning, you can take a course on it. But these skills are really developed through practice, through getting pushed and stretched. And so what we've done is we've created an immersive 6-month experience where you'll actually get to present these types of questions to a group of 11 other people, 12 actually, including myself, and have them push you and push your thinking on them in ways that you haven't experienced. We'll use specific types of questions to stretch your thinking and get you to think about it in different ways. When you're not presenting, you're going to be pushed to do the same thing to other people's ideas. And so you'll get experience pushing other people's ideas, testing them, stretching them, and causing them to think in other ways. And through that experience, you'll get to become an expert in how do you become the best critical thinker in a workplace? How do you develop new ideas through creative thinking? How do you develop a compelling strategy that takes you to a place, your company to a place where you haven't been before? And how do you solve the problems that come up? And so these 3 skills are our recommendation for where to focus in 2020. And we would encourage you, at least 12 of you to plug into the critical thinking mastermind as a way to do that. There are many other ways to do that as well, but make 2020 the year that you become an exceptional critical thinker. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it valuable, go ahead and like it below, subscribe to our channel so you can get more updates for videos like these. Thanks again for watching.